Welcome back, everyone, to Marvelous Mysterium. The date is August 19th, 2030. Last time, DF45 faced their greatest challenge yet, twice, with Doctor Strange reversing time and speaking in ominous clues as to the reality bending that's affecting our heroes' lives. With little but find Wiccan, the crew sets off to North Carolina, where they suspect Wiccan to be. However, with little evidence to support them, they had to make the difficult choice of ghosting S.H.I.E.L.D., with the help of Agent X, who revealed her darker motivations for assembling the team. Now on the run, they managed to secure a shady modification to their supervan and have hit the road again, not knowing the dangers ahead. And that is where we begin for this session. You guys are currently on the outside of Seattle, but as to where you're going next, that is going to be up to you. Right now, it's evening time. The rain has stopped, and there's like a dewy mist over everything. You had just gotten your modifications, and I imagine all of you are sort of sitting in the parking lot of O'Reilly's. What are you all doing?
Eating O'Reilly's.
I'm singing the
So,
anthem.
what's
No.
the plan if we do actually, get caught by cops? Then what?
Flash them our cool suits. Hope that gets us a free pass.
Considering that we are, technically running away from S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we stole a vehicle from S.H.I.E.L.D., and we are highly recognizable because of media coverage, I don't think we're gonna get a free pass. If anything, we gotta knock them out and run.
Sounds a little brutal.
Well,
Sound like you have a choice.
knocking them out, well, I mean, you could either put them in a forever nap or knock them out, so I would take the knocking out, considering the morals of this group. But a forever nap is not a bad choice either, if push comes to shove, if we kind of have to do something and whatever. Takes another bite of their food.
Maybe we can bribe them. That's what we used to do back in the day. Of course, I don't have much cash on me.
Well, the cash part might be a little hard. I would say most likely it would be just a quick scuffle and then continue on as best we can, but that does mean we'll probably be in another police chase as well, so we might have to eventually, if they notice the vehicle and notice who's in it, we might have to actually ditch it at some point and find something else, or fly, or find a superhero in another state that has the ability to teleport us. That would be really helpful. I highly doubt it, but Ouroboros, can you not teleport us over there just really fast? Is that not something you can do?
I can only teleport as far as I can see.
Okay.
Unless you have a way for me to see all the way to North Carolina.
What if... sorry.
Well, the Earth's flat, so it's not that hard.
Wow.
Rocky, you silly. Everybody knows the Earth is hollow.
Yeah. What's just bigger? You're telling me you can't see North Carolina from here?
I can't see.
That's what I thought. How are you gonna know if I'm lying?
I can't see. That's what I thought.
Still Spirit kind of snickers at that and then goes, Ouroboros, have you attempted this through a phone? Like, if you could see into North Carolina through a phone or through a screen, could you do it?
I can't say that I've tried, but I can only teleport maybe 1 or 2 people at a time. Such a distance could exhaust me.
Plus, wouldn't you just like blue skidoo into the phone? I feel like that leaves a lot of room for interpretation of how his powers work.
The way my powers work is I look at one distance and I compare it to the distance that I am at. All I do is manipulate the infinity between those 2 locations in what may seem like teleportation to you guys. In actuality is just me, for lack of a better word, crunching reality.
It's like a wormhole.
Oh,
Yes, exactly. Like a wormhole. Here,
So,
let me give an example. He grabs a piece of paper and he draws 2 points on the piece of paper. And
so
he
far,
says,
so good. I'm with you.
This is specifically for Slateskin, who might struggle with this concept.
Fair.
And he says, this is our location. This is the location that I would like to be. All I'm doing is I'm folding this piece of paper, and he folds it in half, the 2 points touching. And he says, allowing me to step from one location to the other.
But
that was really
how
cool
do you
examples.
how do you fold like a road or something?
It's mostly metaphysical.
Oh, metaphorical. I got you.
Close enough.
Okay. So, I mean, what? Okay.
So realistically, thinking of how phones work, I probably could not teleport through a phone.
Okay, but what if we did the math of where we are now to where... So, kinda... Could you... Technically, get us there?
Such a distance could probably kill me.
Well, scrap that idea. Shit. Grab one of her fries and she can munch on it. Unfortunately,
Look,
I
it's
don't have anything cool about that.
It's not a terrible drive. We can make it in just a few days.
Yeah, and then we risk getting caught.
I mean, we disguised the van.
Sure.
Until
Every time that you look at the van, you hear the screech of a metal guitar.
And then as everyone looks over, as soon as the screech happens, then still Spirit looks over.
Still Spirit, that's just turn whatever.
So, should we... actually, I just thought of something that might help our situation just a little, but it does mean losing the van at some point. Does anyone know of an aviation area nearby that's technically a private thing, not a government thing?
Nope.
I
Sounds
didn't
unsafe.
I didn't expect the no offense, but the guy from space to know that.
I may have somebody.
How many states do we have to jump before we get there to that buddy?
Hold on. I'm trying to find the thingy.
connections?
I got
Yo, mom. Sorry.
connections.
You have connections to my mom? Ew.
Connected. Boom.
Yeah.
So, my connections are through the elaborate. Oh god, brains falling apart here. Give me a second.
Is it the Butler Association?
The Butler Association.
The pilot butler,
My,
the stewardess, and the steward.
If I remember
Association.
correctly, for like my character's backstory and stuff, he like one of his family is like one of the most like well-known families for like providing that kind of service. He might be able to get a hold of a private jet.
It's certainly not impossible. Right now, the conundrum that you guys have is getting a burner phone, which I don't think is something that you've solved quite yet.
Sure.
I actually kind of forgot about that. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Can we go to a Walmart in Washington?
He'll look to Still Spirit to respond to her and say, "Well, I'm not quite sure as of right now, but if we can get a hold of a burner phone, I might be able to make a call or two."
Oh, actually, last session I was tinkering with phones to like try to figure out how they work, right?
Yes, I think you mentioned that.
You took
Could
apart my
I-
phone.
Right. Could I see if I've examined phones enough to figure out? Actually, I probably don't need to make a new one. I could probably just make hers one that doesn't work.
Yeah, I'll say you don't have to roll for figuring it out. I think you took enough time last session in the van to be able to do that pretty easily, but if you're trying to construct something new, that will require a different check. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on network logistics for how phone cell towers work, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to say that you could probably construct a secure encrypted connection that cannot be traced, could be easily switched even to a different number if need be. I guess the big question is, in order to make this work, there's really no way around it other than stealing data from these cell towers. So you're either stealing phone numbers from people or you're creating new phone numbers and stealing data. I'll leave that up to you.
Steal the phone numbers.
Nah, I'm making new phone numbers. Crackshot's not messing with innocent people.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a little tougher then, since, you know, registering a phone number with a cell tower at a whim is not exactly something that I know how to do. Go ahead and make me a logic check. And this is non-combat, and if you have any edges you want to use, I know you have like Gearhead and other things.
I have
Inventor.
Gearhead and Inventor.
Yeah, Inventor would definitely help you here.
Cool. I'll go ahead and roll it just because. And you said logic?
Yes.
Cool. Alright, let's wow.
Yep, 13. Use the edge, you still get a 13.
Karma?
I could karma it.
You guys have not... No, you did long rest before you went out, right?
Yeah.
If you have
I
the
have.
heroic tag, you do restore karma equal to your rank.
Do I have a heroic tag? I do. Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't.
will... That's why I try not to kill people. Then yeah, I will use a karma.
Okay.
Again. Hey.
Hey!
16 is more than you need. So you guys, while you're talking, sort of babbling about, talking about flat Earth or whatever. Quietly in the background, Crackshot has been stripping apart Still Spirit's phone and reconnecting the pieces, and eventually he hooks it up to his arm, and you can see his eye begins to like look around rapidly like you would in REM sleep. And eventually you come up with a technological solution, and the phone vibrates for like 3 minutes, and then you hear a notification sound as you've connected to cell service.
Cell service.
Does it still have all my contacts in it?
Yes, it's still your phone. It's just now you're on a third-party network called Grasshopper.
Nice.
I love that.
Oh, good.
Bruh.
So I can still see the messages and shit from my parents. I love that. That's
Oh yeah,
great.
you have like 50 missed messages.
Oof.
Except we're all hearing this because she can't see it and she has to do the audio version.
She doesn't. So she wait. Crackshot.
All their
you can
dirty
phone
laundry
back?
aired out
Sorry.
in front of everybody.
I'd like to imagine just Crackshot
Yeah.
is reading all of this out loud.
Yeah, your mom
Not out
called twice.
So why is
You wanna
my
get
phone
back to her on that?
buzzing so much?
Oh, you have about 50 or so missed calls from mom and dad each.
Fifth. Oh, okay. You can see you're doing mental math. One phone call wouldn't hurt, right?
No, it should be safe. I'll just make a new number again.
Okay. Oh,
Oh wait, actually, so the whole thing's safe, or is it just I'm making a new number every time we use it?
So yeah, what I've essentially allowed you to do is every time that you tell me, you can switch the phone number. The data is encrypted anyway, so someone with a high-tech skill would have to work to get your location if they were trying to triangulate it. But you know more than anybody else, S.H.I.E.L.D. is definitely capable of that. So I've basically added a functionality to this phone. At a button's press, you can change it over.
I love that.
Yeah, since you're calling your parents, I'll probably just have to change the number after that. But for general use, I don't think they'll be able to find us.
Oh, okay. Here, pass it to me for a second.
Yep.
And then who got the number? From.
Oh, from Agent X.
Yeah.
It was 555B.
As he repeats it, or as he says it, she repeats it really quickly into the phone and then puts name, contact.
Yeah, and as you recall, you were told to
Shady.
keep in contact.
Yeah. She's gonna say need to contact Shady. Okay, I'm gonna give Agent X a call, and then I will talk to my parents so that they can calm this down. And she's gonna dial the number technically.
Calling
Audio.
Agent X.
She's gonna pull out an earpiece from one of her bags and is gonna stick it in her ear just so that she can not have a bunch of people around them potentially, or somebody passerby hearing anything.
Yeah, I'll just let you know they totally work. They connect just fine. But there is like a low static hum now, as you're listening.
I'm gonna hold one out for whoever else wants to listen. Does anyone else want to be on the call?
Yeah, I want to talk to your mom.
It's not my mom, it's Agent X. I'm gonna look through Crackshot or Q or Ouroboros.
Yeah, I do.
Here you go. Mine has the speaker bit now. Hey, she calls.
Okay. It rings. It rings. And then you hear someone pick up. You hear like a rustling as if it's under some sort of fabric. And you hear Agent X on the other side. What is it?
Just letting you know we have a way to contact you.
Good.
We're out of the main city.
I'm already out of Washington.
Did you say at or out of?
Out of.
Out of. Oh, sorry. Alright, we're making our way out of the state right now. We're still in state, but it's not too bad.
Watch the border.
What's going on at the border?
Huge patrols. They've contacted the army.
Great. Okay. Airplanes?
Airports are shut down. If you could find a private jet, you might be able to get through. But again, artillery, army, they could shoot you down.
So airways aren't safe either.
Not unless you can come up with a creative solution. I left through the sewers in Pullman.
Interesting choice, although I don't think most sewers out in the countryside are going to be useful. We'll see what we can do. How many... We don't want to contact you too much, but how often should we call you?
When you need information or you want to share information. I can't talk for much longer. At this point, make me a vigilance check.
Well, I get
you can too, Q.
Oh,
Heightened
don't
senses.
mind me.
Whoa, a
Hey.
20.
Pretty
From
good.
Yeah.
you.
And
19?
then an edge. I get double edge, right? Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Edge.
yeah, I mean, you roll
Okay.
the maximum unless you
You
get
went
a
higher.
fantastic
Hold on.
success. Okay, so with a 21 and a 20, I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, you know for a fact she's on a train. And judging by the way that she's speaking, it's with a lot of other people, and it's going very, very fast. You suspect it's a high-speed rail.
Let's build the train. Fuck you. That is also an option. We'll let you know if anything changes. You know we're heading to North Carolina, correct?
Yes, I'm going to meet you there.
Hopefully, talk to you soon.
Bye.
It won't be the same number, by the way.
She hangs up.
Cool. Well, that's her. She hangs up the phone and then we'll pull out the earpiece for the others. So yeah, borders are no good, and air traffic is completely shut down. So if we were to fly, we'd have to be completely invisible. So Ouroboros, that's not a bad idea. So maybe we'll see if we have a contact of yours.
Yeah, I can reach out.
The other thing is we could potentially get a train. She was on one, but I don't know if that would be super bad
I
or
think
super
that's
good.
a good idea. This is someone whose face isn't plastered everywhere.
As you recall,
Yeah.
too, it was hard for her face to be looked at, period. Like, whatever technology she was using was masking what she looks like.
True, but that doesn't
Exactly.
mean we couldn't use a cargo train as a, like we get into the cargo bits. At least that's what I hear on movies.
That could work.
She shrugs. But, are we still good to go with the car for now?
Important
Well-
detail to note, if I don't know if you wanted to share this or not, but she said specifically the way she got out was through the sewers in Pullman.
Sewers, yep.
Yeah.
So I'm
Right,
not saying
thank
any
you.
of your other options are not available. I'm just saying that is another option for you.
Yeah. She'll relay all of the information along with the sewers bit. So those are our options: flying, sewers, car, potentially dealing with the army, or train.
Well, if we go through the sewers, we'll have to leave the car behind, and we'll have to find a new one.
If we take a train, we'll have to leave the cars behind regardless. Or if we fly, we have to leave the car behind regardless. Unless, for some miracle, this car can become small like Ant-Man. But I don't think that was in the manual, was it?
No, it cannot.
Yeah. That would have been a really good idea. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So why don't we keep going by car for now? If we run into another blockade, we stop. Or if the armies are really bad at the borders, with like what Agent X said, then we need to potentially look at the sewers to get out. And
We shouldn't risk going anywhere near the borders right now. If Agent X is correct, then they will have severely overguarded the borders. We're not going to be able to get past.
or I mean, and I'm just saying, wild idea. Going through Canada's not a bad option.
It definitely takes more time, though.
We can't even get out of the border of our state. You think we're going to get out of the border of our country?
Your country, but no.
Yeah, I don't know if you're trying to make a point there, but it didn't make any sense. I don't think. Did it?
No.
It's fine.
I said we
Okay.
just take I-90, go east, and hope we don't find any cops.
And
Does
what
everyone
do we
agree?
do when we hit the border?
Let's go to the next state. What?
Ouroboros face bombs.
Slateskin, the borders are completely stopped. Everything's stopped. Soldiers and armies are all over the border. We'd either have to go off-roading and hope that there isn't anybody on like the middle of Timbuktu nowhere with no roads and hope nobody's looking at the borders there, or we have to fly, which means we could be shot down pretty easily if we can even get a plane, or we have to get a train somehow.
Getting a plane shouldn't be an issue. The issue is, how are we going to get that plane to across the entire country without at least having it inspected or shot down?
Unless somebody knows a super shady guy that can hide a plane in plain sight. I get it. Because there's like, I mean, similar to me, like there's definitely ways to locate planes even if they're non-visible. We have, regardless, no matter what we pick, it's not going to be a good one. It's not going to be fun. And we are definitely probably going to be fighting our way out and through the entire country.
I'd rather do that on the ground than in the air.
So that's one for ground. Crackshot.
I guess between all of those, I'd have to choose the sewer.
So the sewers to get out of this border, and then after that, what?
Oh.
Kill! Any bright ideas?
Sewers, and then we steal a car.
Ouroboros?
Ouroboros would probably have a really good idea right now, but I'm not intelligent enough to think of anything.
We can also take the
mean-
van off road.
If you want some meta help, you could roll me a logic check.
I'm gonna roll a logic check.
Okay. With a 13, I'll give you, considering the options above, something that you guys haven't considered yet is trying to contact Wiccan right now.
We've just retrieved access to a cell phone, correct?
Yep.
Why
Yeah.
don't we just reach out to Wiccan now?
Well, do you have his phone?
I mean, I could call Agent X again if she has his number, but I don't know.
If Agent X is already going to be there, then why do we have to go ourselves? Contact Agent X, and Agent X can get a hold of Wiccan.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, that's if she has the number. You think I could text her on the burner?
I wouldn't recommend texting.
I could do an audio recording.
Nothing that stays. Well,
Ah,
it would be encrypted, but if Shield would be looking at her more specifically than other people.
okay. Alright, I'll try calling her again. Probably not gonna be super happy about it, but it's fine.
I do vote that we do get out of the state at the very least. Let's try and take the sewers. I feel like that might be our best option.
Okay. So, okay, then let's get out of state and then we call her to see if she has their number. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to quickly, so that my parents don't think I'm dead. I'm gonna give them a call.
I would be careful with that.
I've covered up my own problems for ages. It's fine.
Shield will be acutely aware of your family.
Yeah,
They might be tapped in listening to their phones, not yours.
yeah, and
They can trace the number from their phone.
it's encrypted. We just got confirmation. It's fine.
They can crack the encryption. I'll just have to change the number after. Like anyone
Yeah.
who thinks Shield will be listening to is when I need to change it.
I'll keep the conversation brief. What? 5 minutes?
I would
What are we doing?
refrain from contacting anybody until we at least get the situation a little more under control.
That, or they're gonna give away my identity, and I'd rather them not do that. She gives like this annoyed smile. Do we have a problem with me keeping my life the way it was before, despite all of this?
My problem isn't with your identity. The problem is with reaching out to close loved ones. They already know who you are. It's S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shield knows. My parents don't. They have no idea who Still Spirit is. Ouroboros. No idea.
I cannot physically stop you from making any rash decisions, but I can only advise you not to. And he will leave the conversation there.
If you're going to do that, we need to make sure we're ready to leave right away, though.
Yeah. How about you guys go get the van ready and everything, and then I'll just be like a couple minutes. Promise, it won't be long.
Yeah, let's do some narration here. You step away from the parking lot and are sitting down on a couple of cement bricks. The rest of you hop into the van. Q, I assume you're looking over the controls to make sure nothing was tampered with. I assume Ouroboros is trying to start the thing, and I assume Crackshot is probably inspecting it one more time. Slateskin is probably chilling.
Yeah, Clayton's there.
Yup.
You shakily open the contact and tell the phone to make the call.
I called the home phone, assuming my parents don't have a home phone.
Yeah.
Also,
It
sorry,
rings.
really quickly.
Mm?
Did Q give back the earbud? I didn't hear you give it back. I just want to make sure. So
You want it?
she didn't ask for it, and I just realized it now. So I'm gonna say she didn't. So if you wanted to listen to it, I'm just forwarding. You have the option.
Yes, please.
All right, well, that means we're going to the dark dimension.
Oh shit! Oh shit! You get. Oh, wait, no. You get to join in this time.
Okay.
It's my turn. Yeah.
Fuck you.
So, you make the call, and it rings for a moment, it rings again, and then there's somebody that picks up. Hello?
Mom?
Oh my god! Oh my god, you're alive! Oh, thank god! Oh, thank god.
I'm fine. Sorry, I've
Oh,
just been
my
really
lord.
busy with school. I'm so sorry. I meant to call you. I swear, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb.
The university let us know that you weren't attending classes. Where are you?
I've been kind of... You know, when my eyes start to bug me and I just get really stressed out, I just took a couple days, that's all. I'm fine, I promise. I'm fine. I've still been doing the schoolwork and everything. I'm good.
You better be. This... She takes a moment. I'm glad you're okay. But this thing that you're doing is really dangerous, okay? We've had at least 2 teachers come to say that you got into a crowd of some bad kids. Is this true?
I wouldn't say bad. I just, I do what I need to do. I'm fine. I I can take care of myself, and I always have Whipper on me. I'm fine, Mom. Just guess.
I'm worried about you, but not because you're doing something dangerous, because you're not.
It's just school. It's not dangerous. I know I'm away from home. I know you're not used to me being away from home all the time, but I promise I'm being safe. I promise. You and Dad don't have to worry about me forever.
Don't make the mistake that I think you're going to make. Okay, this education of yours. You've been talking about becoming something bigger for all of your life. I don't want you to throw that away.
I'm not. I am. I'm helping the world with psychology, and I'm gonna help so many people when I get through school. I won't throw it away. My grades are still fine. That's good, right? That's what they care about.
Yes, but I mean, having 2 teachers call and tell me about you hanging out with this older gentleman and this crackhead, I don't know if I like it, frankly. I'm not saying that you can't choose your own friends, but I really consider who you're hanging out with.
You don't care I'm blind, okay? They don't treat me different. You know how I feel about that, Mom. I'm sorry. I have to get going. Tell Dad I love him, and I will see you guys soon, okay? And I promise I will do better.
Okay. Call us soon, all right? Don't scare me like that. I'll talk to you soon. I love you.
I love you too.
She hangs up.
Just big.
Okay. As you put away the phone and shake yourself off, you head into the van, and you guys are off. Important to note, Ouroboros, you are the de facto driver. You look at the console and realize, yeah, this is an electric car. You haven't charged it in a bit. It's looking like a third of a tank.
Well, that's annoying.
I hand the phone to Crackshot.
Crackshot will start changing the number.
Yeah, that doesn't require a roll. I'll just say it takes some time. Where are you heading to?
That's a great question. Where was it that
Pullman.
Beck said that it's Coleman?
Pullman.
Pullman. It's the one on the map. It's the second one.
Let me transition
You don't
the,
push him, you pull
the
him.
viewers.
Uh-huh.
Going to Pullman.
Okay. Are you going to drive through Ellensburg?
How big is Ellensburg?
It's a pretty decently sized city.
Why is Ellensburg?
The big advantage is going through Ellensburg would allow you to take the highway, which would get you there faster. You still could get to Pullman the other way, but you'd be taking some off routes.
Let me adjust my line. There we go.
Yeah, we'll go through Ellensburg unless anybody else objects.
Well, you have to refill as well, right?
You have to charge the battery, but I don't think charging batteries take all that long this day and age, would it?
No, not too long. Probably around 20 minutes.
That's not too bad.
Still in a stationary spot 20 minutes after just, projecting our location to the satellites.
No, it's changed.
Oh, yeah, the phone number's changed. That's great. Cool.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm going to fast track us then. I want you to imagine we're looking at a Muppets map where you see the dotted line continuing to go. You begin to drive out into the beautiful and mountainous areas of Seattle, Washington. I actually don't know if they're mountainous, but for the sake of illustration, this is going to be a mountainous area. You see hundreds and hundreds of trees and beautiful lakes as you pass by. Go ahead and make me a vigilance check, Ouroboros.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 15, I'll say you are a pretty good navigator. And while your memory doesn't allow you a full rotoscopic view of the world, it does allow you to use these paper maps you've printed out very effectively. You begin to drive, taking the correct routes, taking the correct exits, and eventually, I'm going to say around midnight, you end up in Ellensburg. There were some close calls along the way. You did see quite a few cops and military members and SHIELD helicopters all scouting the area, but despite your initial doubts of Slateskin's plan, most people assume you're just some edgy rock band and don't really look
Hell
into it.
yeah! See, it worked perfectly.
As you roll into Ellensburg, you can tell that tensions are high. The whole state of Washington is sort of in disarray. There aren't a lot of like kids on the street. It's, you know, it's not great. At this point, I'll say that your tank is pretty much empty and you'll need to find a gas station here.
All right, I'll look for the nearest gas station and pull into it.
Okay. You drive over. You find a gas station, and
Whoa.
you find yourselves at a gas station. Your van is parked on the left, and you have 20 minutes here.
Can I get out and pump the electric?
I
Bro.
would not do that if I were you.
I'm getting in the van. I am the van.
We have tinted.
No objections
right?
to that. Sounds good.
Wait, did you say you're getting out of the van?
Oh no, I am the van now.
Oh.
No,
I-
Slateskin is on the van.
Still Spirit is hanging out with Whipper. They're being pretty quiet currently.
Yeah, you can tell Whipper is not too happy with all the traveling that you're doing. He's usually fine for distance trips, but the amount of crazy shenanigans you've gotten into with this super van is getting him a little nervous. The rest of you, what are you doing now that you've parked in the spot?
I want to check. Is there is this one of those stations where you can put your credit card in to pay for it?
Like at
Yes.
the pump?
There is a credit card slot. Yeah.
Ouroboros isn't going to risk getting seen, so he's just going to stay in the van.
Is there a way one of us could roll to like stay undetected?
Yes. If you remember, there is a way to hide.
Art mode activate.
Tarp!
Remind me, was
Oh,
the AI, not AI, but was the voice activation turned off at some point, or is that still active?
No, it's still active, I think.
All right, cool.
I don't-
Yeah, you hear the van go, stealth mode activate, and
Whoosh.
a tarp goes over the van.
Hell yeah.
Who yelled tarp?
No, this shouldn't have happened.
Ouroboros might have
I
used
said it
her.
as a joke. I didn't say that in character, but then Q also said it, and that's totally something Q would do.
No.
That feels like a Slateskin. Did Slateskin do it?
It's honestly not a bad idea because this vehicle is like roadworthy, so if somebody were to look at the front of the car, they could probably peer into your guys' operation back there. The tarp,
could put
while
the,
a little conspicuous,
Not the
isn't
tarp.
super uncommon.
No. You know the things that you put on your windshield to stop the sun? Do you have any of those?
I check underneath the passenger seat.
Sunscreens.
It's
Yeah.
actually pretty clean. You don't see anything.
What's the thing you roll for staying inconspicuous?
D20 typically.
There's a D20
this
in
Okay,
And-
so if you guys go
Alright,
to
that
the
was
quick
bad joke, I'm
reference, there should be a hide action. And the way
the
that it
quick
works is people,
reference.
yeah, the thing that I shared like multiple times with you guys on like how to do your actions in a succinct way.
I found it under movement.
It's on the character sheet. But
Yeah.
there's a detailed description of it in the documents.
So you can take the time to sneak, and then people have to use, I believe, their vigilance in order to see past your agility defense, if I'm not
Can I
mistaken.
sneakily pump gas?
You could certainly try.
You are not. I would say you're not the best one to do that. No offense.
Look, anybody can do it, and if they don't know who Slateskin is,
I'd like to
Shield
imagine
goes-
he
giant
just
rock
stays
man.
under the tarp.
he could. He very well could.
He just stays under the tarp, his arms like blindly reaching for things.
Look, if they aren't being vigilant, they aren't gonna know.
Does he?
And what gas are you pumping into an electric car?
Well, see, I said electric, and then somebody mentioned gas, so I was confused.
With a gas
Let
station?
me explain the scene for you as you pull up. This is called a Quick Stop. It's a pretty well-known brand on this side of the United States. The pumps here do not offer gas. Gas cars were ejected years ago for their inefficiency. And instead, you can see metal plates are underneath each of these spots where you park. When you charge the car, an electromagnet sticks to the bottom of your car, fills up your battery, and then detaches. But in order to activate it, you have to pay.
Yeah, science.
Is there like a pay, like a, if we were to literally like stick our hand out the driver's door and just like tap the screen, like would it be there?
Probably.
Yeah, if somebody was on that side of the vehicle. The thing is, your van doesn't have windows in the back. So you could position yourself that way, but you wouldn't be on the plate fully.
So sorry, I just want to confirm here. So the plate is underneath us. The driver, if they were to just stay in the vehicle, would not be able to pay and stay inside. Like
Yeah.
somebody has to genuinely get out. Okay.
Yeah, you would have to walk maybe 4 or 5 steps, but because of the way that the plate works, you have to center your vehicle on it so that the attachment to the bottom of your vehicle goes in the direct center. If
Got
you were
it,
to
okay.
back up so that the driver could reach it, you wouldn't be on the plate fully, and it wouldn't be in the center.
Got it. Okay. So somebody does have to get up. Damn it.
I mean, I can't imagine we're gonna die if somebody gets out and starts the process.
No. No, we want to try and be cautious.
What if you got Whipper to do it?
Whipper's trained
Now
well.
you want to be cautious.
Whipper is trained well, but they are not trained for that.
I mean, we just gotta have
Whipper's an
somebody go
emotional
out.
support dog.
Because I'd imagine once you start it, you can kind of hide back under the tarp or something.
Another thing to consider is how you're going to pay for it.
Don't we have that credit card still?
I believe the thing that you used to pay for the meal was Still Spirit's cash, which they still have
Yep.
some, but not a ton.
I thought we had who somebody had their credit card.
We will Crackshot has his, but that's directly connected to Shield.
Right.
Does anybody have any money that is not connected to Shield? Or are we just gonna pray that they don't find us immediately and just hope for the best?
I could smash the screen.
That probably would not help, unfortunately, because then the screen smashed and then we wouldn't be able to use it.
We could. Yeah, I mean, maybe we could hack it.
Now you're thinking.
Crackshot.
I exist for one purpose. I'll start hacking.
At least you're good at that purpose.
Okay. Question to ask. Are you just doing this in broad daylight? Are you going to risk it? Are you guys going to... What's the plan here?
Daylight? I thought it was midnight.
Oh, it definitely is. It's definitely midnight. You got me on the lie.
Oh, we're fine. We can have Crackshot shoot at the light above us or whatever, and we'll be fine.
Question.
Oh man, there
was
is a night
able-
version of this gas station I could have used. Hold on. I'm gonna amend that right now.
So, question. Was I able to retrieve my old outfit instead of the just the defense uniform?
Yeah, I think you specified that.
In that case, I'm wearing all black. I'm
Nice.
pretty dressed for stealth.
You're dressed for hacking.
I'm gonna give him a hat just so it covers his white hair, which is a distinguishable feature.
Okay.
Actually, do I have a distinguishable feature?
Your eyes?
I just don't remember if I took that tag or not.
I mean, to Shield's database, you are.
I don't have a distinguishable feature tag.
I don't think distinguishable feature is a tag, but you can. There is a space for it on your roleplay sheet.
Yeah, it's usually reserved for characters like Slateskin, where it's like, yeah, that's not a normal guy. That's a bunch of rocks. I think in your case it would also apply because of your arm and your eyes, but you can pass as a normal person if you try.
I'll just keep my normal or human-looking half towards the people and my other stuff facing the other way.
Okay, are you sneaking?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Worst case scenario, they think I'm a weirdo.
So go ahead and place your token near the gas receptacle, and I am going to make some rolls in private.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm listening, by the way, in case anyone does anything.
That is not a private roll.
No, I was just testing that it worked. I'm making the rolls now.
Okay.
Testing that it worked not in private, you know?
Private enough.
Just to be sure, you can't see that one, can you?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and make me a logic check as you're trying to hack into this terminal.
Logic check. Woo.
I mean, you would also have edge, right?
If this counts as a machine, yeah.
Yes, it counts as a machine.
I did.
Okay, 20 is fantastic. Yeah, so you sort of like huddle down, shimmy over to the bottom of this machine, where you can see a keyhole slot. And using your arm, you just sort of take your fingers and pinch really hard and just pull the key slot out of its hole. Swinging open the door, you can see a swath of different wires and connectors. And in a moment, you connect your arm to the apparatus, and your eye begins to do that rapid eye movement thing. It doesn't take very long for you to figure out the system, and in fact, after about 5 minutes, you manage to crack in, and the van starts charging. What are you doing in this moment?
So we're on a plate. Nothing's actually like being connected or pumped in. We're just sitting here, right?
So the thing being connected is there's like, imagine a magnetic suction cup that just went ka-chunk to the bottom of your car, and is charging it that way.
But it does seem like something I'd have to disconnect at some point.
Yes.
I'll just go under the tarp, but not in the van, and just wait.
Okay. Are the rest of you doing anything in this moment?
Slateskin sit in car. Slateskin do nothing in car.
I'm listening for anyone that might be sussing us out over here.
And I'm also consoling Whipper at the same time. So like I have my ear pressed up against the side wall where it's like the closest to the outside. And I'm just listening.
Okay, yeah, make a vigilance check.
Will not have double edge because I'm cool. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah, with an 18, that's a
fuck?
fantastic success. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what you hear.
You just roll it 3 times in a row and get the
Yeah, 'cause
same
I got-
exact thing.
Yeah, I did. I'm really impressed with myself.
So, to normal human perception, this would be impossible to know. But you put your ear and you pick up a couple of things. You gather from the blue car that's below you guys currently. They're talking about their new baby. On the red car, you can tell there's some sort of dispute going on about whether or not it's Groundhog's Day or Groundhog Day. But it's
okay.
the third conversation that you lean in where you hear some people whispering. And listening closer, you can tell this is inside the convenience store from the buzzing of their fluorescent lights. You hear, they're on their way.
Bum, bum.
That's it? That's all I get?
Yeah.
She's gonna snap her fingers at whoever's the nearest.
Slateskin jolts awake from his daydream where he was doing nothing in the car.
Don't know if it's something of concern, but I did hear something in the convenience store about somebody's on their way.
Should we just go then?
I don't know. It might be best if
What's the location of everybody right now?
Right now,
everyone but
you're all inside the van except for Crackshot, who is hiding underneath the tarp, waiting to disconnect the charging terminal.
someone don't Crackshot.
Charging up so fast.
I guess I will open the door and I'll be like, time to go.
Oh, I haven't finished yet.
We have to go.
Oh, okay.
Do we sneakily go or do we run?
Beep, bop, boop.
No,
We
just,
can do
we
our
just need to
new
get up and
sneak
go.
hide.
And we can't sneakily go anywhere. We're in a car.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, this is totally meta for me to reveal, but they rolled a fantastic success.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
grandma.
We need to go. How do you get the tarp thingy up?
Car. Stealth mode deactivate.
Wait. What if we use the tarp to hide away?
No.
I
Maybe.
tell the car to deactivate the part.
He'd give us another
Deactivating
chance.
stealth. You can see that the tarp begins to retract.
Oh, I unplugged the car.
Yeah,
Get it.
really hastily, you begin to disconnect wires. This machine is going to need a repair after you're done, but you have no time for soldering right now. As you disconnect it, you hear thunk as the metal piece rests back onto the plate.
Alright, we're going?
Yes.
Punch it.
You punch it.
No, that was me
Oh,
telling,
okay.
telling the DM that I punch it.
Okay, you punch it, and unfortunately, you're sitting at only half a tank right now. But it's an improvement, and as you begin to drive, Still Spirit, you do hear sirens.
Which direction?
Behind you. I'm gonna say you guys are probably driving north, and these guys are driving towards the back of your vehicle, so they're heading north as well. They're to your south.
Yeah.
So they're chasing us and not going to where we were.
They're heading to the gas station, but then they'll probably catch us and then start chasing us. Still Spirit's going to quickly say, Ouroboros, you need to either go east or west.
Yeah. I'm gonna take directional advice from the blind person, and I'm gonna go east.
Okay.
Well, she does. You need to, I forgot. Listen, man. She's really good at cardinal direction, guys. Just don't ask why.
She can hear which way
I
east is
addendum.
based on the like
I
heat of the sun.
addendum because I can see what she can't. She goes, Ouroboros, they're behind us. You need to go left or right.
I mean, he already had a plan so the way that they peeled out of the gas station, he purposely made it so that the people inside the gas station would be able to see him driving in one direction, and then as soon as he breaks sight, he's going to pull around, like do like a lap around the block to go back the opposite direction.
Okay. This is a maneuver in the vehicle that you're doing, so I'm gonna need an agility check.
Okay. Swamp. That's a fantastic success.
That's a fantastic
Oh,
success.
yeah.
So flawlessly, like you've driven this thing your entire life, you pull it off. You drive one direction, break line of sight, switch gears, and very quietly make your way to the east. As you're driving, you're sort of on high alert, and you're driving the speed limit, but you're definitely like weaving in between lanes in order to make sure that you're going an appropriate speed. You can tell that whatever happened, the police are probably at the gas station right now, and you can hear more sirens beginning to blare up around you guys. You're currently in the center of the city. Probably, since you're heading east, I'll let you know you're heading towards a freeway.
Get on the freeway?
Okay, we'll get on the freeway and try and get as far as we can. Unless anybody objects to that idea.
I don't know where you're going. I'm just listening to the sirens to make sure they stay there.
You're hearing a lot more sirens begin to blare. And in fact, you also hear the beating wings of a helicopter. Not wings.
Go gadget,
That's not how that
invisible
works.
van?
Blades.
Beating wings like a hummingbird. Gently flying.
Yeah, in this universe, that's how they fly.
That's how helicopters fly.
No, you
I love
hear the
that.
blades
That's awful.
spinning.
I love
Can
that.
we yell? Or-
No, I get to frickin' no.
Same.
She is going to kind of pause, hear that, and then be like, we might have to switch vehicles sooner. I don't know if they got sight of our vehicle, but there's a helicopter and sirens are like everywhere.
Can I roll to see if the van has an oil spill mode?
I'm going to just start petting Whipper, and I'm going to give him the best scritches of his life because he's being such a good boy.
Okay, yeah, so you're scritching Whipper, who is appreciating it. He doesn't like all the loud noises going on. Slateskin, you push your burly chest past the two front seats and reach your arm and are sort of looking at the buttons available. They're unlabeled.
Sounds about right.
They don't have any indications as to what they do, although Ouroboros is well aware there are several tools available to you that this vehicle has done before.
Yeah, if I see Slateskin going to like start pressing buttons on the console dash while he's in the back seat, I'm gonna like slap his hand away and just hand him the manual.
Yeah, so what happens is you slap his hand and then your hand gets bruised because it's rock. And you're
But
sort of like,
Slateskin gets the point.
yeah, you're like waving your hand because it fucking hurts. And then you pull out a manual.
Ow.
All right, give me a second. How do I read?
How do I read?
Make a logic check for me.
Should I point out that I have vision issues as well?
Yeah,
Is this the time to pull that up?
That might not help. I'm gonna say, yeah, make a vigilance check with trouble.
It's fine. There's a there's a page in
Which
the manual
one's
that's in
trouble?
Braille. You can have you can have Still Spirit read it for you.
Which one do I trouble?
Anyone you want. Wow.
Can I karma?
You can, yeah. I don't know if you do you have your karma back, or are you just running with what you
I
had?
have 2 out
Okay.
of 3.
Okay.
So I can go down to 1.
Reroll the middle one.
Oh,
What's up, bitch?
my God! You just rolled so many 2s in a row. I'll tell you.
Are we
within
sure
a-
this isn't broken?
No.
Because didn't that
No,
just happen with whoever
Perfect-
just rolled a bit
perfectly
ago?
intended.
I mean, you have to consider it's a 1 in 6 chance multiple times. So it's not implausible. Like if I reroll.
That's 2 to the. That's like
Oh my God.
the odds of that are
Okay,
not high.
there we go. Yeah, they're not high.
Wild.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, can we use that roll instead?
you begin to read through this pamphlet, and I'll just tell you, you don't find an oil spill button. There are a couple of other fascinating ones, like a bootstrap that you can put on a car that you guys used before, and you see a Gatling gun is available.
Oh hell yeah! I'm pressing that button.
So,
That's not what I wanted to
Oh my god.
No thoughts. Just press the button.
The buttons are
Okay.
on the dash. You're looking at a piece of paper. I'm not allowing you to press buttons on the dash.
Why'd you hand me the manual?
Because you were clearly curious.
are you pressing the button?
I'm really wanting to press the button.
I can't physically stop you if you so choose to, but just know you'll be like the third person that has been actively defying his advice, and he's gonna start getting pissy with everyone.
This is a.
Machine gun.
Does that mean I'm your favorite?
Old guy.
Yes, right now.
Machine gun. Old guy.
It's a real toss up.
I'm pretty sure we might lose Ouroboros on this one, guys.
I will not press the button and leave it to Ouroboros to decide what to do.
Oh, sweet,
Okay.
I'll push the button. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, so you don't press a button, but you are speeding down the road. You eventually make it to the freeway, and you get to pick up a little bit of speed here. I'll tell you, the helicopter conundrum begins to multiply as there are now 3 helicopters with spotlights going through the city, and you can hear more sirens beginning to blare. I'm gonna have Crackshot make a logic check for me. This is for something.
Yo. Non-combat.
Yeah.
That's
A 13 is enough for me to tell you what's going through your head right now is, wait a minute, you didn't disable the cameras at the gas station.
statement. I forgot to turn off the cameras.
Well, now things are starting to make sense.
Fine, we had a tart.
You took off the tarp, if you remember.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'll let you know it's pretty dicey. With that revelation, you probably understand that in a few moments, the entire force that's searching might know what van you're using. You're still going at a decent speed. I'll say that you guys are probably heading as fast as you can out of the city, but are there any plans you're making in the meantime?
That means they probably only saw you,
They saw the van.
but they didn't see everybody.
They saw the van with the flaming
Well, yeah.
hot Cheeto on the side.
But if we leave Crackshot in here, and we find a way to get out, we can save Crackshot later.
Somehow your logic.
If Ouroboros can teleport us out of the van, some of us at least, they won't know that we were there in the first place.
We are not sacrificing Crackshot.
I'm just coming up with a way out.
Look, he's the plans, man.
Apparently.
The plans, guys.
Okay. Two ways we can go about this. Either we drop the van and run, which means they'll know that we're in the city, or we drop the van, pick up another vehicle, and run.
Wait, what are we doing right now?
Right now you're
Running away in the
driving.
vehicle we're in currently.
Yeah, how are we getting out of this right now anyway? That's the
That's
first
what I'm
problem.
asking. That's what I'm asking.
I think we should find a way to teleport out of here, at least. If we're not allowed to Gatling gun.
I mean, you guys could gun. It's an option.
Oh, no.
Could be fun.
No Gatling gun.
Could be fun.
Pretty sure. Okay. Does anyone have any
Ouroboros.
bright ideas other than a gun?
Ouroboros, can you go in and out of the van a few times?
I could.
Could you maybe teleport all of us out in a trip or two? Into a far away distance from the road?
I probably would not be able to do it as quickly, as I've only recently found my capabilities being able to branch off to other people as well.
I'm only just thinking because they don't know you're here, necessarily. It would catch them off guard and get us out.
Knowing S.H.I.E.L.D., they are probably logically assuming that I am with everyone.
But
Well,
at
that's
this
all I
point, Ouroboros, you do see that up ahead there is a helicopter with a spotlight looking down at the freeway. It's probably 500 feet from you.
Is there an exit before that?
Yes.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay. You're driving off onto a freeway exit, going who knows where. You avoid the helicopter, and up ahead you see two police cars speed by the exit ramp. And you take a moment and look both ways before turning what direction, left or right?
Right.
That would be going the police's direction.
Oh, left.
Okay. Which, by the way, is totally fine strategy. If you want to do that, that's totally cool.
No, I for some reason thought that they were on the left. That's my bad.
No, yeah. So you begin to drive to the left, and you're looking at more of a like countryside sort of deal. There's a big stretch of road up in front of you and grass to the left and right of you. You can still see that helicopter, but it's a ways away. What's the plan, guys?
Sounds like it's only getting busier out there. I think we need to drop the van. I'm just gonna say it now.
As much as I am opposed to the idea of leaving this van, I unfortunately agree.
It's too noticeable, and if we did really miss the cameras, then it's probably best if we find another van and just take it. Sorry, Crackshot, you're gonna have to hotwire another van.
Alright.
But, well, Q, you two need to keep an eye out for another vehicle that might be of a good fit for us. Maybe go to a dealership or something.
So at this point, you realize Q's asleep.
Q, I'm gonna smack him.
Ow! Ow! What?
Oh, helicopter's on us, man!
What?
Crackshot, Crackshot was a dumbass and forgot to turn off the cameras while we were at the gas station, and now we have the cops on our butt.
Hey, he's just one man. What the fuck?
Yeah, you
She's
guys didn't bring
angry
it up.
and stressed out, okay? Leave her alone. Y'all are not doing
Crackshot's
shit.
catching all of the strays from Still
No, this one was
today.
deserved. The first one was a miss, but this one deserved. Wake up! Stop falling asleep.
What? What do you want? What do you want me to do, huh?
Help! Figure out an idea. Keep an eye out for a frickin' van that we can take that can fit all of us.
So we're going back on the stealing a van idea?
Yeah, because now this van is kind of compromised.
Thank God.
What?
I'm gonna start looking out for other vans.
Just like on the road.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Make a vigilance check.
Or like one that's like parked
Parked.
somewhere or anything.
Okay, yeah, that widens the range.
If I see a big vehicle, I'll. Yeah. Oof.
13's okay. You begin to look around. I'm gonna say it's gonna take you a little bit longer as you're driving around, along this stretching road to find a vehicle that's suitable. You do eventually find a minivan, and it's driving the opposite direction that you are, and it seems to have a family of 4 on the inside.
Oh my god,
Well,
GTA.
when you say driving opposite,
Yeah,
okay.
so I want you to imagine...
Can we U-turn from here?
Yes. Yeah, you're on a 2-lane road. They're heading towards you guys. You're heading towards them.
Okay.
There's also
Ouroboros,
cops
switch
behind
lanes.
us, right?
Yeah, really far behind you now, yes. They were speeding that
Ouroboros,
direction.
switch lanes.
Yeah. When he says that, I'll just do a hard U-turn.
Skirt!
Yeah, well, my plan was to like road barrage them.
Road barrage them.
Yeah, like, they're driving towards us, so we just switch
Standard
lanes.
road
and
barrage.
We go perpendicular to the road, and they have to stop.
Road barrage.
My tiny smooth brain is struggling to understand what you're talking about.
So you're on the road, right? They're driving
Yeah,
towards
okay.
us.
All right.
There is no exit, but you turn left.
and
the
I drive
car-
off the road.
No, you stop. The car is now
Okay.
perpendicular to the
Gotcha.
road.
So
and-
we're not moving. We're just sideways.
yes.
I guess I'll do that.
I explained it. I
Okay.
explained it to Ouroboros with my hands.
Yeah, Ouroboros would have picked it up immediately. I'm
Yeah.
really stupid, so we're just gonna go with that.
Yeah, so you pop a Yui, get yourself in position, and you can see the family of 4 honks their horn, and it has to stop in the middle of the road.
I'm going to get out of the car.
Really?
I'm going
Wait,
to
why would
walk
I?
to their vehicle. Is the door unlocked?
No, and in fact, you see the father looking up at you, kind of pissed off, and he unlocks the door and opens it and says, "Hey man, what the fuck are you doing?"
One-time offer. Trade cars?
What? No. What? I'm gonna call the police.
I'm gonna shout out to Q. I'm not giving this vehicle to a civilian.
Well, what's the harm? They'll see that it's not us, and they'll let them go.
Wait a minute. Oh shit.
Did you guys
Would
really?
you like to reconsider now that you have this additional information?
You can see his mind is racing, trying to figure out what to do, and you can see the mother pulls out her phone and begins to dial a number.
I'm going to...
Can I fling the phone from her hands?
Oh, well, thank God you did it. Mine was going to be rash.
I have to act faster than Q, otherwise people are gonna start dying.
Where are you flinging the phone?
To Q.
Through the open door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you fling it. It spirals.
Catch.
Easy catch. You can see that the father looks back at his two children, and some tears well up in his eyes. Don't do anything rash.
I won't.
What do you want?
The car.
You can see at this point that the mother is holding a hand over her mouth, and quickly she looks to her two children and ushers them out. Both of them begin to cry, and you can see that the man in front of you is sort of balling up his fists but not saying anything.
Would you like to take some extra time to take out any personal belongings from the vehicle?
How generous. You can see he opens the trunk and pulls out some luggage cases, and then grabs an iPad from the back seat.
Anything in the glove box?
He gives you a dirty look.
I'm gonna grab my stuff and I'm gonna exit the vehicle with Whipper.
Come on, you two. It's time to go.
You can see Whipper jumps out of the car very excitedly.
I'm gonna look at the kids and the mom, or at least in their direction.
Yeah, it's sort of windy out, and you can see that the mother is sort of holding them close. The two of them are crying.
Ouroboros is going to approach the father and sort of pull a card out and hand it to him and say, "Go to this address. The people there will take care of you. I apologize." And it's like a card to like his family, like the nearest family business, like all the locations are listed on there.
Okay. You give him the card, and you can see that right now he's just gritting his teeth together.
I mean, it's not gonna make you feel better. At least, not now, but... trying to save the world as best we can, even though it doesn't look like it. So...
Yeah, like he'll believe that. I'm gonna walk off and go gather my stuff in the van. While
Yeah.
they handle it.
At this point,
you-
the family is standing together.
I'm gonna... This is gonna seem really weird from Still Spirit, but she's gonna kind of like, after loading her stuff in, she's gonna whistle the Whipper and then be like, point to the kids and like, go comfort. Like, as if while we're transferring stuff so the kids can play with the dog for a little bit.
As you tell Whipper to go comfort and he begins to trot over, the dad does a bit of a check on the dog and pushes it back with his foot.
Don't touch him. If you don't want him, you could just say no.
I don't feel like I've been giving a lot of choices.
Well, next time use your words and don't hit a dog.
Shut the fuck up, you criminal. You think you're gonna get away with this? Fine.
That's what you want to think, that's your choice. Come on, Whipper.
Whipper confusedly looks back and forth and then heads over to you. Okay. Are you all heading inside the minivan?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so the minivan that you've just acquired is, of course, modern. It's EV, and it's colored a top. If you don't know, it's a sort of like grayish gold, and the inside is well worn. The back seat has all sorts of candy wrappers and gum stuck everywhere. You have to take out a booster seat in order to make room for Slateskin.
Whipper is on my lap.
Yeah, this is also one of those minivans that requires you to wait for the electronic door to close. So as you all pile in, you press the button, and it slowly makes its way shut. You have a new vehicle. This one does not have a cool character sheet. It is just a van.
Yeah, I hated that.
Thanks and good luck. Well, that was pleasant.
All right, where are you driving?
On I-90 East. All the way to North Carolina.
Nope.
Nope.
Because this
Then
thing is
we're
about to be
not
reported
doing-
stolen.
We're not going Occam's Razor and going the simple route. We're doing the
No.
opposite.
How much fuel does this thing have?
It's sitting at 7/8 of a tank. Looks like they just filled up, maybe.
Okay. How far do you think we can go on this Ouroboros?
Yeah, he just kind of is like looking forward and gives a dejected sigh. I'm not sure.
You worry too much. They'll be fine.
He just kind of ignores that comment.
They might be fine, but let's not ever do that again.
Why not? Didn't like being called the C word for the first time?
No, I don't like scaring kids.
Oh.
Q. I draw the line there next time. Got it? I don't care who the hell we have to deal with. Kids, innocent kids, don't deserve that.
They'll be fine. They were like, what, 3, 4? They'll have forgotten about it in like 2 years.
Kids that young don't forget shit like that. So, don't. I have my line and it's kids. We're not crossing that one.
Okay. Are you on the road?
I guess so. I don't know if there's anywhere else we could be.
No, I just mean Ouroboros. Is he driving?
Yeah, he's driving.
Okay. So, now that you have acquired a new vehicle and stranded a family of 4 on the side of the freeway without cellular communication.
They have our vehicle. They're not stranded.
I took the keys.
Oh.
They're stranded.
I'm not giving.
Well, that's...
I locked the doors and took the keys. I'm not giving civilians an armored vehicle with a gun on it.
Well, I guess that's your problem then. Not on my conscience.
Yeah, so the good news is, since you stranded them and they don't have access to a cell phone, they're going to have to take a while before they get any communication with police. So you've bought yourself quite a few hours. Yeah, the dejected woo really pulls it together.
Oh,
Heroes trying to save the world.
Did the father actually take anything out of the glove box, or did he just look at me weird?
The insinuation there is that he was insulted that you even asked. It's probably full of like crud. You could look.
Yeah,
Like
look.
insurance paper.
There's a gun.
There is actually a gun in there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn.
It's a Glock. It has a clip, and you can see some other paperwork in there. You piece together that this guy is probably a retired police officer.
Sucks to be you.
Okay, well, if
I
you're
mean,
heading on the
him?
road,
Yes. The kids? No.
I'm gonna transition us over to the map. It's a map. It's a map. It's a map. It's a map.
Yes, I'm not.
Okay, I'm going to transition us over time then, if you don't have any specific plans. I assume you're heading to Pullman.
Yes.
Okay. You start heading that direction, and so far, seems to work a charm. Nobody even bats an eye at your minivan as police cars begin to whir past you in the direction of Ellensburg. It takes a couple of hours, and you guys are driving in the middle of the night. But you eventually, by daybreak, make it to Pullman.
Are we there yet?
You guys are like fighting to stay awake. Ouroboros actually is trained for this sort of thing. His sleep cycles is something that he can control with relative ease. So right now he's feeling okay, but he'll definitely need to recharge his circadian rhythm at some point. As you're driving, you can see the sun is beginning to rise over the town of Pullman, and it's a pretty humble place. It's got, a couple of tall buildings here and there, but it seems pretty rustic. This area seems to really like the 20th century, and you can see lots of statues and old light posts and things that sort of make you reminisce about that time. As you pull in, you've just hit the quarter of a tank on your minivan.
Yeah, this is a really cool view.
Every time.
God, I'm getting Toph energy.
She really does say that, by the way. She genuinely says that. She's just like, yeah, that's really
It's over there. Where?
I don't know.
Why do you feel the need to do this?
I'm tired. And I've had a dog on my lap for like 8 hours.
Okay.
I see no reason not to.
As you guys are driving in, I'm gonna say for a brief moment, I'm gonna give Ouroboros an opportunity here to pull to the side as you've hit a state rest stop, to take a moment and plan. Upon quick visual inspection, there are cameras, but you have pulled out to a side of the parking lot that is not in its view.
I couldn't tell anyways.
Yeah, so it's early morning. You guys are exhausted. You're probably hungry. You had some provisions that you brought with you, if you so choose to use those. But what are you doing?
So we look for a sewer entrance.
Something like that.
Wait, sorry, I'm totally blanked. Did we make it to pollution?
Yeah, you made it to
Yeah.
Pullman. It's sort of like a retro rustic town. You were at a state rest stop that is stationed like right outside the city. So
Gotcha.
you're getting a feel for it. You can see some buildings in the distance, but I'm giving you a chance here to plan now before you actually head in. I'm gonna say it is the 20th of August at around 6 a.m.
I guess breakfast.
I guess. Oh, I'm sort of letting myself get dragged wherever. I'm gonna use the makeshift burner phone to see if there's a sewer map I can find.
Oh, yeah. You begin to search online. Go ahead and make me a vigilance check with Edge.
Vigilance.
While he does this, I'm not leaving the vehicle until I know the camera's.
Wow. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
So with a 15, you begin to search online to see if there are like maps of the sewers.
Wait, can I tell something really quick? Okay, never mind. I was just noticing that every edge roll from I think the beginning of session has been the same number. Except for
Really?
like 1.
See, I think there's something messed up because it feels like it just is weird.
I can test that.
I mean, you're totally free to.
I just did it again and I got a 3, so yeah, it works. It's just super weird coincidence.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's
the
statistics.
odds are pretty high.
I
well,
think
yeah.
the thing that happens as well is that it tries. I feel like sometimes it tries to roll and it'll only show a difference if you rolled above or not.
Right.
Oh, you think it just takes the best of?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I think
that's
so.
Oh,
it's supposed to. I just noticed but it's done that a lot for like 1s and 3s as well.
but that could be down to rolling a 1 again or something.
Yeah, that could just be bad luck. It happens.
But that would make sense if it just takes the better of the two. That's why it doesn't look like it's doing anything different. Or why trouble doesn't look like it does anything worse. Because I guess if you do re-roll the die, you're supposed to take the worst or the best.
It is what it is.
See, like that's why
Yeah,
that
see?
is, because you're probably rolling 1s through 3s until you got a 5.
Yep. That's most likely what it is.
Well, with that
We're not
sorted,
seeing the second roll more often.
We
than
didn't have to
not,
roll
so-
logic to figure that out.
yeah. So I'll tell you, it's not like they have the sewer plans publicly available. But after a moment, you begin to search for like sewer entrances and exits, and you do find a news article talking about where a sewer entrance blew up about 4 years ago.
That sounds safe. Let's do that.
Yeah, totally. Woo.
If you want to read the article, I can tell you what's in it.
Yeah, sure.
You begin to peruse the article, and it talks about a supervillain named Lizard that a couple of years ago had made their way into the city and tried to poison the water supply with irradiated water. Luckily, they were stopped, but they blew up an entrance to a sewer, walked in, and was never seen again.
Just like us here in a minute.
The article specifically calls out that, I'm going to say it's North Elm Street.
North Elm Street.
You know, I'm actually gonna let Whipper out for a little bit, but we'll stay in this area. And she's gonna get out of the car.
Yeah. You take Whipper out for a walk. Are any of you eating or doing anything else?
Breakfast.
What are you making for breakfast?
Food.
That, yeah, whatever snack or pre-prepared thing I can find.
Yeah, there are some granola bars, some trail mix.
Perfect.
You see dry cereal.
I
And
love
just
eating dry cereal. It's like dog food for boys.
well, and it gets even better. You see that you guys also grabbed just 2 bags of flour and then a bag of oats.
I also grabbed dog food. Don't you?
It's true.
There is no food.
I didn't
I don't
include that.
eat that. I have my cereal.
It is edible. I'm just saying. But don't
Okay.
eat it because I will kill you.
So
That is my dog
so you
food.
give them to munch. People walk around. Anything important we're doing here? Crackshot, are you sharing this information with your party?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
So somewhere near this North Elm Street, there was a villain or something, a lizard, a thing. It went through the sewers and it disappeared.
Love that.
No one found
So-
him, so
so
maybe they
everybody
can't find
runs
us down there. Huh? No, I was just saying that it could hide, so we could hide.
It's a choice.
That's one way to put it.
Is that the route we're going?
You have a better idea?
No, just confirming. She says, tossing a stick just a little bit for Whipper, but still staying like relatively close to the car.
What are you doing, Ouroboros?
How long are we going to be stopped here?
That's up to you guys.
Because Ouroboros might, like, depending on how long we're stopped, might take, like, a quick nap.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally possible. You lean your seat back, rest your eyes. Slateskin activates the Gatling gun on this minivan.
No! It's like, old man's asleep. Press button.
Just turns
Why
on
does
the
this
wiper
minivan
blades.
have a Gatling gun?
Police officers are weird.
No, but you begin to doze off into sleep. Anything else important that you guys want to discuss? I'll leave the floor open.
Is you go on ahead first.
No, I was just gonna say I'm good.
Okay. So Still Spirit is near the van, but she's still alone technically, right?
Yeah, she's a bit away, probably playing in the grass with a whipper.
Still like.
Go on ahead over there.
Oh, the cat. What do you want? She says, like, he's halfway over there.
You really beat around the bush sometimes, don't you?
I mean, I am by a bush currently.
That's not what I was talking about.
What are you talking about?
I thought the whole point of that phone call with your parents was to tell them the truth.
What? No. What? You. She kind of like narrows her eyes a little bit. Okay. How did you know?
Oh, you know. Just like you do most of the time, I listened.
You had a headphone, huh? Gotta take that away. No, I don't ever plan to tell them the truth. Why?
Well, I returned the question. Why?
Why should I?
Are you scared that they'll flip out and try to convince you not to be a hero anymore?
It's not the hero title, but they're overprotective. I don't need them trying to tell me what to do. When
I
it
didn't
comes to
take
my
you
line
for the
of work.
rebellious kind.
You don't know me.
I'd like to keep it that way, I think. No
Well
offense.
then, what are you asking? Why were you listening?
Simple curiosity. Let's just call it that.
So you don't want to get to know me, but you're curious about what and who I'm like? Or is it you just rather know Still Spirit and not who's really behind Still Spirit? Is that it?
That's for you to figure out, Miss Psychologist.
Hey, if you're asking questions, I think it's only fair I get answers in return. Bargain, deal, trade, however you want to do it.
Give me the damn stick.
Answer my question first.
Let's just say I'm not too used to family relationships. Now give me that damn stick.
And so you're curious what a family is like. She walks over to him and hands the stick to him. Or is
I'll
it
toss it for Whipper.
also that you're not used to the idea of a friend?
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
So I'll take that as you're not used to both. And she'll bend down as Whipper probably comes back and picks up the stick and holds it out for Q again. If you want to keep an arm's distance and keep who we really are a secret, that's totally fine.
Sure.
But the more you look into who I am and listen in on my conversations, you might learn more than what you want to if you aren't comfortable with family.
Well, what do you recommend, then?
If you're gonna be nosy, then I get to be nosy back. How's that?
Sounds like a deal.
Take on it?
Yeah, why not?
You better not be curling your toes or hiding your fingers and crossing it anywhere else. She'll shake
I'll
hands.
give my other hand.
She'll do the same kind of and then be like, well, we are stuck in a vehicle for who knows how long, and while I don't plan on having everybody else know everything exactly, if you ever feel like you want to ask a question, you're really welcome to.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that all you wanted to know, or is there something else?
No, I just wanted to throw the old stick around for the dog.
You can play with Whipper for a bit. I'm sure he'd like a friend. She'll bap him on
No.
the arm.
No.
Yeah. You
No.
threw a stick. You are now his best friend.
God damn it.
That's how a dog.
Whipper is, in fact, extremely excited to have two people throwing him a stick.
See?
I'm gonna
Even God agrees.
I'm gonna do a social experiment.
Oh, lordy.
I'm gonna throw the stick, and then I'm going to slice it midair and see what happens. Is the
Yeah.
dog going to get confused?
So what happens is you
Whipper's
throw the stick,
intelligent.
you slice it in midair, and the dog jumps, bites nothing as the two pieces are now separate, and flops in the grass, and then looks around really confused.
What did you do?
I don't know. I was just wondering what choice Whipper might take.
Whipper, get the stick.
Oh, which one?
That's basically what happens. Yeah, the dog for a moment takes a second and looks between the two pieces, whipping his head back and forth, and eventually chooses the right one. And I'm going to take this moment to transition us a little bit forward in time.
I
So
was gonna ask, who does he give the stick to?
I'll leave that to your dreams. You guys eventually do squad up, unless there are any specific things you want to do, and begin to head to the location that Crackshot found. By the time you get there, you're pretty much out of gas. But now that you're on this side of town, I'll tell you this: the sewer grate is fairly large. It's about 5 feet tall, and it has an iron gate that seems like extremely rusted out. It was 4 years ago that this place blew up, so, I mean, aging seems to have taken effect, but you can tell that the installation is at least clean. Water is running out from the sewer onto a stream that goes out into the woods, and you presume that's regulation standard or something. But as you all are standing there, I assume, Q, you do the honors of slashing into the rusted bars.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, so you slash in, the rusty gate begins to swim open, and as you guys make your way inside, that's where we have to end session for tonight. So as your nostrils are filled with the smells of terrible things yet to come, thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching or listening. And as a reminder, you can, in fact, rate this podcast, and you can leave us a like and subscribble on YouTube if that so interests you.
Do it for the dog. Do it for Whipper.
Do it for the dog.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.